Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome to the start of a brand new Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD campaign. We're going to be playing as the Kingdom of Sicily here today. So if you haven't already, leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions, and feel free to leave a dislike if you want to. In today's campaign, we're going to be playing as Frederick II, the King of Sicily, the son of the Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI, and Constance, heiress to the Norman kings of Sicily. Frederick's ambitions were immense, both politically and culturally, eventually ruling Sicily and stretching his domain through Italy all the way to North Germany, eventually holding the title of the Holy Roman Emperor, the King of Germany, and King of Italy. As the Crusades proceeded, Frederick found himself under the control of the city of Jerusalem and claimed the title of their king through his marriage to Isabel II of Jerusalem. However, this title culmination angered the papacy, becoming his enemy, which ultimately succeeded, viewing him as a direct successor to the Roman emperors of antiquity. Frederick ruled as Emperor of the Romans from the papacy in his coronation in 1220, until his death, which unfortunately ended his royal house. Frederick's significance and legacy as a European monarch throughout the Middle Ages was highly noteworthy, both culturally and politically, for the continent. On the date 1212 AD, at the start of our campaign, Frederick finds himself looking to maintain his Mediterranean cities, increasing maritime trade and prosperity throughout the region. To the south, Frederick looks to create a Christian North Africa by conquering the Caliphate. To the far east, Frederick is ready to answer Pope Innocent's call of crusade for Cairo, but secretly holds his ambition to become the King of Jerusalem. To the north, Frederick looks to press his claim on the Holy Roman Emperor throne against his cousin, the pretender, Otto IV. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Here are the mod credits. A huge thank you to the mod team. They've really outdone themselves with this mod, so a huge thank you to them. So, at the time of recording, the Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD campaign mod is out to the public. So if you have Total War Attila, if you don't, there's a sale going on Steam. You should be able to pick it up for quite cheaply. You'll be able to play this spectacular mod, and I do recommend it. Alrighty, let's get stuck into the campaign. So we currently have 4 cities under our control: Syracuse and 2 full stacks. Well, 2 armies. Yeah, 13. They're not quite full. So we have 13 units down here, heavy spearmen, some light melee infantry, crossbows as well. We have Reggio, Trento and Naples. We have Napoli, and then we have King Frederick, of course. So guys, let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. As you would have heard in the epilogue, we do want to try and push our claim against the Holy Roman Empire. Now, I don't think pushing early on, initially, to attack them, if we were to go to war with the HRE, we would have to destroy, what, 3, 4 full stacks down in the south: Verona, Bologna, Genoa, and Milan, and then obviously 2 of the Holy Roman Empire stacks. That's what they have, and I'm sure there'd be more puppets and vassals on their way. So as much as I'm a legend of Total War, I don't think I could even do that. So I think early on we need to look south and east. Getting and establishing a Christian North Africa is probably the play, I think. And as the Hafsid Sultanate and the Almohad Caliphate occupy most of North Africa, it's going to be easy pickings for us, and the Pope isn't going to get angry because we're not fighting Christians. Pushing east could be a play, but I don't particularly want to sort of go that route. We could do, if that's something you guys would like to see, but overall I think we should obviously spend the first couple of episodes going against the Hafsid Sultanate, trying to take Tunisia, try and bring back the ancient city of Carthage, and creating a Christian North Africa. Once the Pope calls a crusade, we should be Johnny on the spot. We should be rushing to Cairo as best we can, and if we secretly could fulfill Frederick's or Federico, his title and dream and wish to become the King of Jerusalem, we could very much do that. Once we've established ourselves as a strong contender in the Mediterranean, we should have enough power to push against the HRE. We could betray the Papal State as well, and you never know, we could maybe take Constantinople. But yeah, let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. So, first up, Syracuse. Let's see what we're working with. Provincial capital. Now, I was reading the comments last time around. So the HRE and the French campaign were in early access builds provided to me by the mod team. They weren't the public alpha. So a lot of people ask me questions about 4 turns a year and stuff, and sort of discrepancies between the public beta, the public version, and the private alpha version that I had. So I'm pretty sure that turns, some scripts were a little bit different, so that should clear that up. You're not missing out on something from the public mod. If you want like 4 turns a year, there's a lot of mods out there as well. I also had a look at a mod that I've installed, a sub-mod for this, that allows Tier 2 and Tier 3 units in the 1212 AD timeline. So historically, it's not entirely accurate, but I have installed it, so we should be able to get Tier 2 and Tier 3 mods in our campaign whenever we choose, and so will the AI. Just to spice things up, I've done a lot of Medieval Kingdoms 1212 Total War campaigns, and we haven't really fought against Tier 2 or Tier 3 units yet. I believe some of the Western factions can technically get handguns early, so that should change and spice up this campaign and future campaigns to come. Okay, so trading docks is fine here for now. As Sicily, we have a lot of trade resources as well, so I really want to build up a maritime empire in the Med. Noble Villa is fine here for now. Recruitment-wise, let's have a look at what we're working with. So we do have some heavy spear, we have some medium melee infantry, and some medium melee infantry there, crossbows, cavalry as well. Let's spend and get these guys in as quick as we can in Reggio. So it is currently a provincial capital, it is a jetty, and then we've got an olive trees here. So we want to upgrade to some olive orchards so we can trade out that eventually. In Reggio itself, we are a little bit hamstrung food-wise, so I think getting a fishing dock here is our best bet. We don't want the city to starve. In Trento, we have a jetty, but we also have a Catholic chapel, and we also have a farming thing. So we actually can go with some trading docks. I think we'll go for that, because we can eventually upgrade our food and sanitation there. In Napoli, it is a castle, trading docks, plenty of food. We've even got public order building there as well. And we have King as well, King Federico. And he has 18 units there. Archers, crossbows. I would like a lot more infantry if we can. So what I want to do with you, we'll start to rotate you down to Syracuse, because we want to strike Tunisia as quickly as possible. So let's allow you to march south. Okay, so further north, I'm going to need an additional army to garrison the north and protect it. And what can be recruited within 1 turn? Nothing. I thought there might be some trash units somewhere, but we'll just get some heavy spears up in the north for now. Okay, diplomacy-wise, basically, I love playing as Sicily, especially in Medieval 2. They're such a cool and unique faction. You can really push anywhere where you want. South, east, west. You can rush the Italian states a little bit easier in Medieval 2 because they're not backed by the HRE. But trade-wise, we have trade with Epirus, Genoa, Pisa, Croatia, and the Husvids pretty early on. Oh, so we lose 350 when we eventually declare war upon them. That's something to keep an eye on. So let's negotiate with some of these factions. Now, will Bavaria accept our non-aggression pact? They have. So maybe, with the likes of Austria, another HRE puppet, we might be able to be slightly cheeky and squeeze some money out of them. And maybe 600 is the sweet spot. You're always better if you're going to get non-aggression pacts with people to try and squeeze out some money where you can. I don't know if it's totally broken. Maybe it's realistic. I don't know. We'll try and do that. Oh, trade and non-aggression pact with Venice. Will they give me some more money? Moderate now. Okay, let's just go with the 1800. And they've accepted. Oh, wow, we got some fantastic relations with Venice. And what I'm going to do here now is try and get non-aggression pacts with as many people as possible and try and cheese out as much money as I can. We don't need to see this unless any major alliances come through. So I'll see you guys in a second. Oh, wow. Okay, so something's come up here. We can make a defensive pact with Bavaria of a HRE vassal. That's actually quite massive. We also, the later we attack the HRE, the Holy Roman Empire, against Otto IV, my cousin, it also allows potentially for some of the vassals to rise up against him. So we might actually do that now. We managed to get trade with the Papal States and really Venice. So, hang on. So does Bavaria... Would Bavaria want a military pact? Really? Bavaria look like they're going to stand with King Fred. Wow, okay. So what about Austria accepted? Wow. Are they really coming on board like that? Okay, we'll see how many we can sort of peel away. Now, I'm playing on the public alpha version now, so you guys are playing on the same one. I don't know if I've still got access to any private betas. I think they've sort of just taken a break for a bit. But, yeah, we're getting some potential alliances coming up here. What about Croatia, vassal of Hungary? I forgot about them. Defensive, rejected, military, low, military access. For money, I'm happy to give that away. Okay, so maybe that's it. No, that seems like it. So is there any specific reason historically why Austria and Bavaria would come towards us? I'm not entirely sure, but that's a massive play there, I think, bringing them into the fold. Unfortunately, this army is outside the city of Naples. It should rather be instead garrisoned inside, and we've got 4,000 to spend as well. Tech-wise, we're going to go straight for position, which will take us 10 turns, and then we'll go for some military order buildings as well. Objectives-wise, we have none, but decisions: found an empire. We can become the Empire of Sicily, taking 18 regions. We can also spend some of our papal favour by asking the Pope for some money. Let's have a look at the family tree now, shall we? We have King Federico, of course, and Enrico, who is currently 1, and Constanza is my wife. So at the moment, our family tree is quite thin. We can obviously convert to Orthodox Christianity if we want to. Maybe going closer to our Roman roots, or Eastern Roman roots, maybe. We can convert to Sunni Islam as well. It might be interesting, like, converting some Christian faction to that at some point. We've got some traits here as well. +1 loyalty, 200 research for civic, sanitation. We get a noble pop, and -40 diplomatic relations with other Catholic factions. So that's our papal antagonists. Really? So pretty early on, if we can get better quality relations, the better and quicker, I think. We've got a food surplus. My war weariness is fine for now as well. We've got some other notable nobles as well. Pietro. Maybe if we can bring in Stefano to be the governor of Syracuse, that would be a good idea. And actually, what's our most profitable provinces, which we should sort by? Naples, Syracuse, Reggio, Trento. So we'll go with Reggio and Naples next. We'll bring in more governors then. So let's bring in Trento, and let's bring you in Reggio. Okay, sweet. And I think the best bet for our edicts... Look, seeing as we're doing a lot of military construction down here, potentially going for the cap. Yeah, raise levies, army recruitment cap +2. We'll do that down here in the south, because we want to try and rush the Hasfids as quickly as possible. Everywhere else, look, you know what? Tax rate -5. I don't like that. Maintenance minus tax rate. I actually quite like the construction of rural houses, which gives us wealth from agriculture, gives us wealth, and gives us a growth pop as well. I think that's our best bet. Unit experience. I battle and fight quite a lot and take chevrons and bonuses, so I don't think I need to do that overly. And we can slightly increase this in the north as well. Federico's pushing further south. Oh yeah, here are the cheaper units. Maybe we're better off getting them. What region is this? Reggio. Can you move? You were already outside, but let's move there. Let's wait a turn. Let's get some of those cheaper units. We don't need to spend double on just getting garrison units there. And because of that quick little buff, does that change our economy overly too much? No, it doesn't. Alright, we're mustering and rallying at the island of Sicily. We're rallying outside Syracuse for an invasion on Tunisia, and it looks like the king of the Hasfids is inside. Okay, before we end the turn and continue, diplomacy-wise, have we hit that -40 already? Religious aversion? No, we haven't. So eventually it might go down, but it's going to be incredibly interesting to see. This is all good for now, Dominion and stuff as well. He's only currently 1. Yep. How, though, this Bavarian-Austrian alliance will change things up, because I've never seen that before. I've never seen us be able to do that, even in my test runs for this campaign, just to make sure everything's working. In the previous version of the HRE campaign, there were a couple of scripts for this conflict between myself and Otto IV, but unfortunately in the new version it has been removed for Sicily because there were some bugs, I do believe. Okay, so, and how are we going now as well? Yeah, so this is actually 1 turn, 1 year, so he's currently 2 now, I believe. So I actually don't mind having my family members and a lot of dynasties. I think it kind of get a little bit stale and a little bit boring when you've just got the 1 king. I like to create a dynasty with my series and have kings conquer regions over their lifetime rather than like peninsulas. Like, I'd rather have a couple of kings conquer Iberia than just the 1, you know what I mean? Okay, so this recruitment is coming through as well. Maybe getting some crossbowmen just to mix things up slightly. He's still heading to Syracuse, and Tunisia still looks like it's heavily defended. We want to try and get as many soldiers in here as quickly as possible. So, looking at the swordsmen, let's try and bring them in. Let's try and rotate some of these crossbowmen out. And I think these heavier ones are better slightly. I haven't played as Sicily before, so I have to figure out their stats. So they're not too bad. The heaviers, they technically have poorer armor, very poor armor piercing damage. Okay, so they are real bad actually, even though they're swordsmen. The spearmen are nearly better there. Okay, no, they're not by much. Okay, cavalry-wise, we'll try and take them out of this as well. And that should be enough. So the rest of this army, we could give it to 1 might be enough. I just think numerically we've got the numbers on them. How big is the garrison within Tunisia? Okay, it's quite large. And they also have units of catapults as well. And there's a full stack there. Look, we might be able to force a amphibious attack cheekily, but we'll just have to see how we go. Okay, because of our diplomacy, we've actually encountered a couple of factions. So, Croatia, they're interested in an alliance. Would you like a military? How about we get some money? Because the more allies we can get, the better. Yeah, the more we can get backing us on our side. Now with that, does Hungary... Are Hungary interested in... Okay, they're just interested in this sort of stuff, I think. Maybe even a payment. Alright, that's gone through. Defensive. So they're at war with Poland. So bringing the Hungarians on side, that's fine. Now Verona are a HRE vassal. I wonder... No, they don't want to go down the alliance route. However, they're happy to sign pacts. What about Bavaria? Bohemia, rather. Maybe just some smaller negotiations. It'd be kind of cool if we can sort of pry away and corrode the Holy Roman Empire's hold on their vassals. And they still don't want trade, them. So, Croatia... Austria, Bavaria, we've got a really nice triumvirate of alliances going on here for now. Sweet. Okay, let's end the turn and continue now. Oh, we can sign another provincial governor. If we've got the money, we might as well do it. And we'll go with the growth bonus there as well. So family tree-wise, we do look a little bit thin. We've only got 1 son and heir. And we have Federico himself. Obviously, historically, his royal house did die out, so we want to try and not allow that to happen in this series and create our own alternative history. So this campaign will end in the not too soon future, guys. So, whoa! Oh, okay. I thought it was the moops, the Moors. Oh, the fucking moops. Oh god, I love Seinfeld. Yeah, I thought the Almohad Caliphate declared war on the Husvids. I thought that happened, but it didn't. We're gonna go after the moops at some point, I reckon. Right, let's bring them in. And yeah, let's get rid of that one unit, I think is probably best. Okay, so King Federico has quite a competent force and he's keen and ready to go. It's one more turn we can wait. I think we're just going to have to risk it. Are mercenaries in this build just yet? No, they're not, but that's fine. I think numerically we have enough. How many do we have? 2,700 and 2,000. So, we have just shy of 5,000 Sicilian Crusaders. Even in, like, Medieval 2, you can actually call a crusade on Tunisia, and that's a good way to cheese and snowball that. Move into a position and push there. Maybe I need to do a vanilla Medieval 2 campaign. It's been quite some time. Okay, so that's now been done. That's fine. Should we bring in another? Because we've abandoned that. So you can stay in Naples there, which is fine. And I might get another army here with Jacob in Reggio. And we'll do the same there. We're hemorrhaging cash big time because a lot of our guys are in the field. We might be able to squeeze some money out from the AI. But we're probably going to have an amphibious assault of Tunisia this turn. We'll dive back into diplomacy because you can't allow it to slip away. We've got a really good initiative going on. Yeah, for some reason I guess we're not getting that minus buff. Or maybe, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, looks like some of them are giving me some money already. Okay, so we're just a little bit in front, which is fine. But fortunately enough for me, it looks like the king of the Caliphate has forsaken his city. Oh, and he's back. Fantastic. Well, we've got a couple of options here. We could go for an amphibious assault, like Scipio Africanus of old, but I think we're probably better off to disembark. The Fifth Crusade. The Fourth Council of Laterne. Pope Innocent has, it's a new image as well, has proclaimed a new crusade to free the Holy Land from the Saracens. At the Fourth Council of Laterne this year, various Catholic rulers will be soon asked to join the crusade, though its intended target is not precisely known. Okay, so we already know, historically, it's fucking Cairo. So, I'm just trying to think, because it should be fixed in this patch now, because previous versions it was kind of a little bit bugged, but I'm assuming it is. So we should be able to go on crusade if we want. Or should we not? That's the thing. Maybe go on our own crusade. Potentially. Or is it too bad not to risk? Because the thing is, right, it's just dragging in more factions that I'd like. Because nearly, you're better off just waiting and actually maybe heading down to Cairo and not attacking the Husvids. That's an option. But we want to go for Tunisia here today. So, go or not? Let me know. Alright, so let's disembark here then. And what I'm going to do straight up is force an assault. Now, who's at war with the Husvids? Kingdom of Navarre and the Miranad Sultanate, and then they are a vassal of the Almohad Caliphate. So we're going to straight up declare war upon them. As we haven't discovered those other factions, we can't really cheese around them. Oh, but we can bring in Bavaria, Croatia, and Austria. My Germanic and Croat allies are going to come with me, and they have. That's hilarious. Okay, well, let's build some siege equipment here and try and siege out the Saracens, the men of the Great Caliphate. You can sit there fine. We'll sit here. You never know. They might actually push out and attack us. This can be expanded slightly as well. But now that they've forced a siege, we are hemorrhaging a little bit of cash, which we need to maybe get back and recover. Yeah, we're going to have to do that, which is a shame. Ugh. It's just because we needed those. A force has built to secure our absence on the peninsula. Look, you know what? We might actually be able to build a spy. Or a priest, rather. It could convert some of that territory. Actually, we probably should build a chapel here. Yeah, let's do that instead. Oh, wow, that costs a lot. Really? Oh, I'd rather get this agent in as well. 21. He's a lot younger. We shall send him to Spain. With our aggression against the Hafsids, I'm sure that the kings of Spain will be inclined to ally, potentially trade and give us aid, along with the French and English. Oh, what? Oh, why have they gone and done that? It was a 50-50. It looks like the Hafsid Sultanate has abandoned his city of Tunisia, falling back into the mountains. Maybe trying to push like a guerrilla warfare. Anyway, Pope Honorius III, His Holiness the Pope has been granted upon God. Okay, so we got a new Pope. Okay, Honorius. Whoa, battle popes, love them. Okay, sweet as. So that can be probably moved now a little bit here. So we can force the Siege of Tunisia. Only 3 units of spears, some tribesmen as well, and a lot of archers. So we're going to fight this one here today. We're going to siege and retake Carthage. Try and be the embodiment of Scipio Africanus. Right, and we'll allow you to go north and try and swing yourself down this way. We'll do some quick diplomacy here. Okay, not much more diplomacy we can do. Family tree-wise, yeah, Enrico's 5. Federico's 22. Yeah, so I guess he does age a lot quicker. Can we put any of these? No, yeah, we can. We can chuck some of these guys as Castellans in, which will give us some really nice bonuses and keep up their loyalty as well. So let's go and do that. And let's have the Siege of Tunisia here today. Maybe we could look at Romanized names of some of these cities, and we could rename them. Yeah, let me know in the comments some of them. Or maybe we shouldn't call it Carthage. Maybe that's a little bit too old school. Maybe we should call it something else. Alrighty, let's chuck a quick save and a hard save. And 2,200 in the defense of Tunisia. Okay, sweet. The hard save has been complete. Let's fight this one on the battlefield. So in hindsight, what I probably should have done is built walls straight up. But look, you know what, I think we'll be alright. The Battle of Tunisia, 1216 AD. Yeah, so you do actually fire through the turns when it's 1 turn a year. Yeah, because instead of 4 turns is what I was playing on before. Look, you know what, we'll mix things up. We'll see how we go. And also with that mod, we can get tier 2 and tier 3 buildings. Army build wise across the continent should look different. Maybe even slightly challenging. So the Battle of Tunisia, 1216 AD, 5,000 Sicilians march against the Hafsid Sultanate, who ran away with his tail between his legs. Okay guys, welcome to the battle map. The weather conditions favour us. Let's start the deployment. Okay, so it's only been 1 turn of a siege, so I don't think any of the towers have degraded for us, but an amphibious attack could have been a potential play, but I think there's a lot more. Yeah, we're actually better off going from this other side, I think, because there just seems to be a lack of towers. It's a little bit slightly congested down there, but I think rotating everyone here is probably the play. So, okay, let's allow the guys that are more heavily armored to be equipped to the battering ram, because I don't want them to get picked apart by the arrow towers. So you can push this way, And I think the other one can come here. I don't plan to send too many troops this way, but I think it's probably a valuable distraction, along with my cavalry that can sit there as well. We might even move my crossbows here, just to give the AI a bit of a second thought. It will increase our entirety of mass on that sort of right side, so it might sort of bait them in. My archers can sit there, but the real push, the rest of the army, is going to be sent through here, and will allow King Federico to sit here. And we've also got some more guys here. Yeah, allow the entire assault to go there. Oh, maybe 2. No, I think the entire assault should be down here. But it does access another way in. Look, you know what, we'll do it. We'll do it. Change of mind. Okay, let's meet our Kingdom of Sicily units. So here we have some conscripted archers ready to rain fire and death upon the enemy. We have some Sicilian swordsmen here with the white and red and black of Sicily. Pushing here as well. Oh, these not been textured. No? Or maybe they're just a white shield. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they're not. Maybe some of the officers have. Or maybe that's... Maybe because they're so trash, tier units, they're not skinned. Oh, yeah. But as you can see, obviously, ethnically, the King of Sicily, Frederick, is more close to the Holy Roman Empire. So you can see a lot of them holding the banner there. Oh! Is he in HRE armor? Really? No, surely not. Yeah, that's him there. But he does have a standard bearer there. That's so cool. But no, there is Federico with his white Sicilian knights. And then we have our other detachment over here with our heavier Sicilian cavalry. Ready to push with griffins, or is that a lion? Does it have a tongue? I think it's a griffin. Could potentially be a lion. I'm not entirely sure. You never know. In looking at sort of tapestry and stuff. I think it's a griffin. Maybe not. Alright, let's push for it then, men. We shall now move my archers up to drag away arrow fire. And we also have our own additional reinforcements, which I completely forgot about. So we'll allow them to be the secondary flank, so they can come in. Yeah, so maybe having that second push there was a good idea. Alright, move you there. So the battering ram is now moving up, ready to push, and my archers are moving into position as well. Once we have Tunisia under our control, it's going to be a massively important settlement for our Mediterranean conquest. Right, push up, try and hit them, because the amount of trade we're going to be able to fling through that city, oh, magnificent. Right, and we'll try and get some archers to fire back. So you're welcome to fire at will, men, when you can. Make sure you arc your shot nice and higher up over the enemy's wall, but it does look like their archers and their units are counteracting me. So the Hasidids, whoa, they're bringing some men out by the look of it. Really, I don't know why they've gone and done that. Well, make sure you focus all your firepower upon them then. Okay, so have we got some cavalry nearby? We got a detachment that can make it there, but it's a little bit far away. Why have they gone and done that? Oh well, so be it. They thought they could sort of push out and maybe stop the ram. Well, in the distance, there is a Sicilian cavalry detachment coming in, and they might actually be able to stop them. So yeah, try and hit that. You're dragging fire away, which is fine. And now they're just hanging out there. So these guys are hauling ass over here. And they are wavering, they're shaken, and more guys. So they're actually just trying to block the ram coming up, which is incredibly interesting that they do that. I guess it's a strat, but it's kind of a bit bullshit. Alright, you try and go for this. You go for that. Because now, like, when they march out like that, it, like, glitches the ram. They're now wavering now because they're copying way too much arrow fire. We're going to have to send potentially 2 detachments in. And they're now moving in. So this is the first time we're actually playing as Sicily. So I still need to learn the army builds and what sort of works. But at the moment, very much like Denmark and some of the French units, they are quite weak infantry-wise. Their trash tier is, well, really trash tier. But the Sicilian cavalry, commanded by Federico, are ready to push down. And I'm probably going to rout these archers that have pushed quite easily. And it's a bit of a field day for the cavalry, crushing the unit very quickly. Let's redirect this archer firepower and continue to try and do this. Did those units come up eventually? And they have. And now, with this additional infantry force coming in, we'll make a strong long front line to combat that. We'll allow the cavalry to get their chevrons up, even though they're copying arrow fire, to run down as many of those annoying archers that pushed us. Cut them down, lads. Bring them down. Bring them down. Leave none alive. Be ruthless. Be ungiving. And we'll be victorious against the Caliphate. Strike him down. Okay, so we are getting a little bit of stuff shot over there. That's fine. Okay, so is that detachment there now ready? Push higher up potentially. Maybe enact shield wall, which we have for whatever reason. Okay, that's cool. You go for that then. You move into that position. Get that. You start breaking that down then. No one else is being crazy and pushing out here. But now those crossbow units are all now here. So they can be stacked up like that. And then we'll move you there. Except for the general. You can be held further back. Okay, so we still have 50% there ready. Yeah, still continue to arc and shoot where you can. And we'll move you guys there as well. Okay, what's mostly on this far side? Their catapults are over there. And we are seriously having a hard time trying to break down the gatehouse here. And they broke as well. Now they're back. But because they turned so quickly, they were exposed to arrow fire in the rear. How are we going, casualties wise? We've lost 400. We've only killed 200 of theirs. And we're still just trying to break down the walls of Tunisia, which was sort of a custom city in Total War Attila. Come on, they just keep on wavering back and forth. 36%. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to work. I was going to say, you nearly better bring in like a detachment of swordsmen to try and do it. We are looking a lot securer on this far side. I think it's just compounding the fact that there's archers. There's also slingers there firing down upon the walls, especially on an angle there. They're just getting absolutely murked under the causeway. I think that's what is happening. And unfortunately, this Sicilian unit has been slaughtered beneath Tunisia. That's a shame. No matter, we've broken here on the far side, and we'll send in the heroic Sicilians. Men, move out. We might even just push our cavalry through there. Like really brazenly. Like push it all through to secure and capture other points. So we are in the city now, but it looks like the tribesmen are going to try and stop them. Cavalry's now coming in. Maybe pin them back. Yeah, pin back the tribesmen. They're just going to go for you now. We'll allow the cavalry to go for the slingers and such. So our first lot of swordsmen have made their way through. And now the cavalry is trying to storm it as well. Go for the slingers. You guys focus on this. If the cavalry can get a good charge on the slingers, there we go. The banner of Sicily and the HRE blowing in the wind. Good. Push now, because they're hitting me in the rear, which we don't want. I'm tempted to just completely abandon that because we've lost 2 units there. I'm tempted just to rotate everyone down here. Right, so now you're in here, you can actually cycle charge that quite adequately. And these archers, they're still dragging fire away from my infantry, trying to move and mobilize within. Excellent. But the way they position their archers, because they do get bonuses with their archers, these Islamic factions, also like heavy cavalry and the such, especially with Arafat, you're nearly better off to auto-resolve this fight rather than playing it. But what's the fun in that? Okay. Swordsmen can come up here. We're cycle charging well against the slingers. And they can push out. If we can completely like capitulate this far side, that would be ideal. Swordsmen are now coming in. So essentially pick a infantry detachment to go after. And we'll cycle charge the rest. My archers now, you've done your job really well. So you can now push back to defend King Frederick, and the ram and everyone else can sit there for now. The reinforcing units can come back down there. We've got 51 minutes remaining. So now that everyone's wavering like that, just continue to cycle charge and run down the infantry holding this far side. Once everyone's inside infantry, we'll be fine. And they actually seem to be retreating down the far side there as the Sicilian forces charge within the city. Sweet. Alrighty, let's speed things up slightly. We've got them on the ropes here, so we might as well just quickly try and swing and finish them off, and then we'll split into some detachments and try and take the city square. So, what's the best avenue for that? Okay, so infantry really needs to go for the town square, so you can go for this. And what other infantry is immediately in this area? This. So you need to make your way like here, say. Probably away from the towers, so actually more like there. Cavalry-wise, we can swing around quite nicely, but maybe some of the heaviers can sort of sit here and hold. And you guys can maybe make a play up this way. I think is our best bet. So let's allow everyone to quickly move and rotate. We'll allow, say, you and you to capture this tower. And we'll allow the rest to eventually make their way to the town square as well. So cavalry can push up here. They could even push there, actually. That might be the play, taking that capture point. But everyone is moving and rotating throughout the city. We need to get everyone in to capture these points, and then Carthage, Tunisia will fall. Rightio, men, you know your orders. You know what you need to do. Yeah, pushing that way. Oh, looks like we might catch some marchers here. This is what we want to do. Try and catch them where we can. Yeah, go. No, you've lost line of sight, but just go there. Go this way, please. Please, please, go. Okay, unfortunately, there's swordsmen intertwined there, so we're going to have to throw everyone after this unit here on the side. And with, it looks like the call of the western gate falling, it looks like they're moving their units about, but we've just caught that unit there, which is good. Make sure it doesn't come back completely and utterly rout it, and then go for that. We're going to get brought into a fight with swordsmen there, but I think doing 60 should be enough for us. Push down and take that. Infantry is making their way, but it is slowed. This point is nearly ours under our control, which is fantastic. And you can push there. Okay, and crossbows, there's not really much you can do with them. They're really moving everyone away. So we've got this point under our control. Sick. Oh no, technically not just yet. Okay. We'll speed things up slightly because we're just trying to move and take ground here now. What I'm better off doing is actually kiting in this. So that's held by Sicily now. Is that held by us? Yeah, the Sicilian banner is up. Okay, so everyone's moving into their position. Yeah. Maybe strike and have a come around to those slingers. We've made those positions there. Well. Yeah, they're just bringing out their infantry now. Swing back around here. Alright, we're starting to make our way here now. Which is good. Okay, let's push and hold them in place. Push around the back because we're starting to get into the town square now. Everyone's slowly pushing there. We just need to wait for those spearmen to commit. And probably now. Go for it around the back and we'll hit the archers and put everyone else in the behind. Alright. Push for the square. Get the cavalry here. Yeah, go there, mate. Go there, mate. Alright. You push around the back there. Or maybe you just push this. It's a 2-to-1 situation. You try and push for this. You try and push for that. Yep. Push for Sicily. Bon appetito, motherfuckers. Let's carve them up like carving a cake. Right. They're good. And we should be able to... Yeah. They've exposed a lot, 3 units there, so we can really go after that with our cavalry. They're trying to bring back infantry there to combat it, but it's not going to be enough. We've got a 2-to-1 situation there going on, and that's fine as well. Where did these yeah, okay. We might even be able to hit them from behind. Yeah. So we've got another encirclement there. That's fantastic. And it looks like we're about to get a good charge off against their archers. So they did take out 2 of our own, trying to get that ram going, which is a bit of a shame, but no matter. We can bounce back from that. We're hitting them in the rear now. And we'll try and cycle charge it where we can. We still haven't taken the town square, so we can't initiate the countdown just yet. We can speed things up. Cavalry can really soak up arrow tower fire, just because they're heavily armoured. They have the plate required to soak it up. Right, they can move back. And unfortunately, just due to the city, we're struggling to push on some narrow corridors there. Okay, they're now... Come on, maybe cycle charge, because they're just like fighting us there, big time. Oh no, I thought we... What the fuck? Are you serious? I guess they're dragging us into, like, a lot of towers and stuff. Okay, that's not good. Oh, I thought they were. Maybe I was mistaken. Maybe I was bullshitting. They were able to hold there. Yeah, fuck me. You need to get out of there, mate. Yeah. 2 infantry, 2 slingers just rapidly firing. And then 4 arrow towers. Maybe that's just a bit too much. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, well. They're now pushing there. We're going to have the enemy general surrounded in a moment. And we have nearly initiated the countdown. We're going to bring down their false idols and install Catholic rule in North Africa. That is the dream. That is the plan. It looks like the general unit has fallen there, which is fantastic. And then we'll be able to initiate the countdown. Okay. We'll send some units there to push here, but everyone else really pushed for this. Okay, looks like we lost about 1,000 of trash tier units trying to take Tunisia. Yeah, so really pushing on that far side would have been the play, because they absolutely smashed us there just with the amount of arrow towers they've had. So we've initiated the countdown now. Allow everyone where they can to sit inside. But a lot of my cavalry got smashed there. Or maybe they updid the rate somehow. Did some value changes to arrow fire, but maybe it's always been like that. Alrighty. 40 seconds remaining now. Before we have Tunisia firmly under our control. I'm sure the Pope's going to be happy. There we go. Victory. We have victory here today. A decisive victory as well. Let's end it there. Frederick II deployed 4,900 Sicilian forces, losing 1,049. The garrison in Tunisia deployed 2,240 and lost 1,733. Looking at the casualties sustained and casualties inflicted, my heavy spearmen did alright, 80, 39, 48. My swordsmen, not so much, but half of them were forced to soak up the arrow fire when they were equipped to battering rams, 91, 86. Archers did alright under the circumstances, being forced to arc their shot, 92, 75. Cavalry did well, even though they sustained heavy casualties, 301, 195. However, we did aggressively push against Tunisia. We didn't wait back for the perfect army build, which I like, so we were forced to fight with a lot of scrap tier units. A lot of crossbows they start off with, which I don't overly like as Sicily because, well, we're forcing sieges. We're not fighting too many land battles just yet. Looking at how the enemy armies performed, one of those archers unit got a whopping 224. That's insane. I guess culminating with the defense of a siege, these Arab factions get archer buffs, 135, 46 as well, while their infantry was not very good and they had a bit of a shameful display. Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. We've taken Tunisia here today. Now, with the occupation of the city, we have some interesting decisions to make. Unfortunately, we lost 1 unit of swordsmen, or 2, and 2 units of cavalry. Crikey. That's not good. That's going to set us back slightly in some open field battles, which is a shame. Okay, so we've got a couple of options here now to make. Now, we can loot and occupy, which gives us 5,000 from plunder. We really need to allow the AI to toss us some coin. Damn. Because we are teetering on bankruptcy. So province instability, capture penalty, that's fine. And we can occupy, we do get a replenishment, we do sack it. Usually in Medieval Kingdoms Total War 1212 AD, we've been fighting Catholic factions pretty early on. This is one of the first campaigns where we've been fighting Muslims pretty early on. Except for like the Kingdom of Jerusalem. So I think looting and occupying is probably our best bet. It also will destroy the buildings inside, which we can't half the time even playing as like a Western faction. It's only because of the Pope penalty we don't loot and occupy, because we can't even use half the buildings at the time. Anyway, let's loot and occupy. Let's get 5,000, as we're going to be able to break down most of the buildings inside. Let's loot and occupy and get our coin back on track. Fantastic. Let's break down their military quarters. We'll repair the trade dock, which we can use, and we'll break this all down as well. Okay, we'll rally the... Oh, why? What the hell? Why have you done that? Anyway, we'll bring in as many forces as we can, and I'll... What the... Why the... Okay, I guess that works. But I'd rather you be out in the field. There we go. Right, so Tunisia is under our control. And it looks like the Hafsids have pushed further south. They are in striking distance of Syracuse, however. If I was to recruit from this province, we can't, even if I wanted to, which is a bit of a shame. So now with the occupation of Tunisia, and of course that King Frederick sees himself akin to the old Roman emperors of antiquity, why is that in caps? Just Carthage in caps. Let's rename the city to Carthage. Okay, sweet. And yeah, that's okay. So that's been renamed as well. And it's its own province as well. We probably should rename some of these names to more Roman as well. So we've got 5,000 in the bank where we can disperse our income. So, unfortunately guys, it's time to end the video here. Thanks for watching. We're going to continue our conquest to bring about a Christian North Africa. If the chance ever comes to push against the HRE, we're going to pressure it. Oh, we can actually see as well. Yeah, with Austria. They have Graz, Vienna, and why can't we see Bavaria? I don't know why we can see them, but maybe this is a trade node? I'm not entirely sure. Maybe we need to discover them before we can do that. Whatever. Pushing into Greece, if that's something you guys like to see. Epirus against the Greeks. The Latin Empire could be a potential play. Depending on when the Crusade comes about, we could push against Cairo, but I would like to try and claim as many titles historically as King Frederick II did of